When I'm walking back to the house from the club last night, I can tell you about one time I got pulled over by the police. Okay, so I have a lot of theories in my head about situations, and I challenge them. So, me getting pulled over by the police, the reason why they pulled me over, I challenge theories regarding those reasons. I kept okay. So my dad gave me a car. This is when I lived in Dallas. No, this I lived in South Carolina. Okay, first I lived in Dallas. I get the windows tinted in Dallas, but the tint on the windows was illegal. It was, I think the legal limit is. I'm just going to use some numbers. The legal limit is 5%. I got 3%. I don't know specifically what it is, but it's like I got the one that's right underneath the legal limit. So, just I live in Texas. I ain't have no issues when I was in Texas. Fast forward, I moved to South Carolina. As I'm driving through Georgia at 2 a.m., it was between 1 and 2 a.m. I knew it was after midnight, and it was before 3 a.m. So it was between 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm in between Atlanta and Augusta. Cruise control is set to 67. I'm not sleepy. I'm not weaving in between the lines of nothing. I drive past the police, see him over in the grass, and stressing about it. Whoop whoop. The fuck? The fuck is he pulling me over for? He pulls me over. Hey, did you know why I pulled you over? No, I don't. I have no clue. I pulled you over because your tints on your window are too dark. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm gonna have to write you a ticket because your tints on your window are too dark. Really? You can tell my windows are tinted too dark right now at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I can see it from the interstate. Really? Yeah, we're gonna have to write you a ticket. No, I'm not. I'm not finna sign that. Well, you don't have to sign it. You still gotta take it because it's got your license plate. La la. You know they go through the whole spiel. Okay, but I'm not. No, there's no way you can tell that my windows are tinted too dark from the side of the interstate. Anyway, the point is he proceeds to tell me in his own police way, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. I'm finna write this goddamn ticket, and you're gonna take it. So he gets into me. I looked at it, so I pull off or whatever, and I'm like, I'm looking at that ticket. I'm like, I'm not paying this. This is some bullshit. I threw that motherfucker out the window and kept going. I said, I'm not paying that. I get pulled over again a little while later, not the same day. The one in Georgia stuck out with me too. This is what set it off for all the other tickets that I got for windows are too dark. That one in Georgia. The reason why I say that is because you can't sit on the side of an interstate and look, not parallel, but what's the word? Vertically? Horizontally? Look, as the cars are passing this way and you're looking that way, you're sitting still. There's no street lights. There's no lights on the interstate. It's pitch black. You're sitting inside a car with your dashboard lights. That's the only thing that you have. And my headlights that are in front of the car. You can't look at a car and say, the windows are tinted too dark at 2 o'clock in the morning. No, you can't do that. Your eyesight is not that perfect. I'm not buying that. So I decided I wasn't paying that fucking ticket. And all the rest of them, I didn't pay none of them. Well, they had suspended my license, obviously, and I didn't give a fuck. So my dad ended up paying the ticket. I think for one time, this is when I was riding through Cartersville, and they got me for the same thing. But the thing for me was, I ended up having to spend some time. I spent like 48 hours in jail in Cartersville because I didn't pay the ticket. Which I knew they were lying. There's no way you can tell. You can look at somebody's, and the other ones after that was like in some sort of daylight. But that one in Georgia fucked it up for everybody. So I said, somebody called law enforcement. And I think they're investigating me because there's no way. Whoever it was, they fucked up with that one. They showed their hand because there's no way possible. When there was a matter of fact, I was at my dad's house in the driveway. I looked at all the tinted windows because he has a fuckload of cars in his driveway. I looked at my car, tinted windows compared to all the other ones, and he ain't got no lights in his driveway, and he live out in the country in Cross Plains, Tennessee. You can't look at the car and tell as it's going 67 miles an hour across your eyesight. You get maybe 3 seconds of sight for a car door window. There's no way. And I had the dashboard lights turned down on the inside of the car. I said, no, maybe you're mistaken because I turned the dashboard lights down on the inside of the car. This motherfucker pulled out, it's some kind of guide. It's got all the tint percentages on it and held it to the window. Now, let me tell you something. Keep in mind that there's no lights. Those right there, they're not on the side of the interstate in between Atlanta and Augusta. The darkness on them little cards that he caught himself using, all them some bitches look exactly the same in the dark. I looked at that, I was like, he has got to be kidding. But I doubted back just a hair. Because I said, this is a setup, and I'm not trying to give him what he wants, but I'm not going to pay this ticket either. And I didn't. They got me again. Let me see, they got me one time in Tennessee, and they got me one time in Texas. It wasn't inside Dallas. It was outside of Dallas. But I didn't pay none of them tickets. But before I came down here, I couldn't have any outstanding citations before I got to Brazil. So I didn't know what I paid. I just know that I was contacting counties that had flagged my driver's license number, and I was just paying whatever. It could have been a speeding ticket. I don't know. It's like, well, you got a violation that's overdue, and it's this amount. Okay, so you give me the address. How much is it? And I paid all my citations off. But anyway.